Hello and welcome to Saurav's classes again. We move to the next set of questions in the quant section. This one says two cars travel the same distance starting at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. respectively. So, which means that let's say we have 2 points A and B, which is at a distance D, and car 1 starts at 10 a.m. and let's say it takes t hours, and therefore it reaches B at 10 plus t hours, and car 2 starts at 11 a.m. and it also reaches the destination at the same point in time, which is they reach the point B at the same time. So car 2 also reaches at 10 plus t. Therefore the time taken by car 2 is 10 plus t minus 11. So 10 plus t minus 11 is equal to t minus 1. So these are the times taken by the two cars. This is the distance that they are traveling. If the first car traveled for at least 6 hours, then the highest possible value of the percentage by which the speed of the second car would exceed that of the first car is. Now, we observe one thing, that the second car started 1 hour later but reached the destination at the same time. So therefore, car 2 took less time to travel the same distance. So therefore the speed of the second car is more than the first car. This is very evident. So car 1 and car 2 both travel the distance d. Car 1 takes t hours and car 2 takes t minus 1 hours. Now it is given that t is at least 6 hours. So we take t equal to 6. So t minus 1 is 5. So therefore, this is a distance traveled, this is a time taken. So therefore the speed of the two cars, car 1 is d by 6, car 2 is d by 5, and therefore the speed of car 2 is more. So we are asked to find the percentage of the percentage by which the speed of the second car exceeds the first car. So which is nothing but d by 5 minus d by 6 over d by 6 into 100. So if we simplify this, this becomes 1 by 30 by 1 by 6 into 100. So 5, and then 5 and 100 goes 20. So 20% is the answer. So the speed of car 2 exceeds that of car 1 by 20%. So we see the options. First option is given as 20%, which is the correct answer. We move to the next question, which is question number 76, and this says the number of solution to the equation modulus of x into 6x square plus 1 is equal to 5x square is. So we are asked to find the number of solutions. Now we know that modulus of x means the absolute value of x. So which means that if x is less than 0, then modulus of x is equal to minus x. So if let's say x is minus 1, then modulus of x becomes minus of minus 1 equal to 1. And if x is equal to 0, then mod x is equal to x is equal to 0. And if x is greater than 0, then mod x is equal to x, or if let's say x equal to 1 plus 1, then mod x is equal to plus 1. So this is the meaning of mod x. Now, which means that we will have two set of equations. The first would be x, which is if x is greater than equal to 0, we can write this as x into 6x square plus 1 is equal to 5x square. Or we transpose this this side, which will make it x into 6x square minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. So you notice that this is a quadratic equation and will have two roots. So we are just asked to find the number of solutions. We are not asked to find the exact value. So we can clearly see that this will have two roots. X will have one value equal to 0. Okay. So we get so this is one value. So we get three possible values of x from here. And the second possibility is if x is less than 0, then the equation becomes minus x into 6x square plus 1 is equal to 5x square, or we can write minus x, we move this side, into 6x square plus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0. So therefore, again, this quadratic equation will have two roots or two values of x, and x will again take the value of 0 as one instance. So there will be one possible value of x from this. So again we have two roots plus the value of x equal to 0. Now we are double counting the value of x twice. So x being 0 is possible in both cases. So that is one value of x, and then we get two values from here and two values from here. So total we have x equal to 0, and then two values from the first case and two values from the second case. So total of 2 plus 2 plus 1 value, which is 0. So there are 5 possible values of x, or in other words, the number of solutions to this equation given is 5. So 5 is the answer to this question. We move to the next question, which says, let T be a triangle formed by the straight line given by the equation 3x plus 5y minus 45 equal to 0 and the coordinate axis. Let the circumcircle of T have the radius of length L measured in the same unit as the coordinate axis. Then the integer closest to L is. Now, in order to solve this, we have to understand what is given. So we have the axis, x-axis and y-axis, which we call as coordinate axis, and these two axes, as we know, intersect at 90 degrees, and there is a line with a negative slope, because if I write this equation 3x plus 5y minus 45 equal to 0, I can write it as 5y is equal to minus 3x plus 45. So which means y is equal to minus 3 by 5 x plus 45 by 5 is 9. So you can see that the slope of this equation, which is the coefficient of x, is negative. So therefore the slope would be negative as shown in the diagram. And there would be a point where this line would intersect the y-axis, where the value of x will be 0 and y will be, if I put x equal to 0 in this equation, so the value of y becomes equal to 9. So we get 9 here, and there will be a point where this will intersect the x-axis, where the value of y will be 0 and the value of x would be, if I put y equal to 0, then this equation becomes 3x is equal to 45 or x equal to 15 for y equal to 0. So for y equal to 0, x is 15. So therefore these are the 2 points at which it intersects the x and y axis respectively. And we are asked to find the radius of the circumcircle of this triangle. Now notice that this is a right angle triangle which is right angled at point O. So if I name these 2 points A and B, so AOB is a right angle triangle. AOB is right angled at the point O. So we know that for any circle, if I have a diameter like this and I draw any triangle on either side of the hemisphere or semicircle, then it will always be a right angle triangle. Any triangle out there will be right angled. So therefore this means that AB is the diameter of the circumcircle of triangle AOB. So in order to find the value of the circumradius which is being asked, we have to find the value of AB. Now we all know that the value of AB is nothing but square root of 15 square. AB is equal to root of 15 square plus 9 square. And just for your understanding, this distance is 15 and this distance is 9. So in the right angle triangle, we are calculating the length of the hypotenuse. So it is root over of 15 square plus 9 square. So I can write this as AB is equal to root over of 3 into 5 whole square plus 3 into 3 whole square. So I take out 3 square and take the square root of that. So I can write this as 3 into root over 5 square plus 3 square. So 3 into root over of 25 plus 9, which is equal to 3 into root over of 34. Now we are asked to find the integer closest to L. So the root of 34 would be very close to 6, because we know that root 36 is equal to 6. Therefore root 34 would be very close to 6. So 3 into root 34 will be equal to would be very close to 3 into 6. So therefore AB is very close to 3 into 6. So the radius, which is half of the diameter, half of AB, will be very close to 3 into 6 by 2, which is very close to 9. So 9 is the integer which is closest to the value of the circumradius. So the answer to this question would be 9.